Hello. I just got finished getting pelvic floor Botox injections for the first time and just wanted to share my experience for anybody who is curious about what it's like or what the process is and everything like that. So first of all, why am I doing that? Seems like a very weird thing. So with the surgery that I had, specifically the second surgery, where I had my rectum and anus removed and it was just sewn shut, it has caused some nerve damage in that area, specifically like throughout my vagina, that is just really, really painful. And it's definitely affected my quality of life, especially with trying to have intimacy. It's just almost out of the question because it's excruciating for me. And obviously that's really hard. And so wanting to try to improve that. Just like I said, the nerves that were damaged during that surgery through being cut through and things pulled together and sewn up, it's just made it really painful. I tried some pelvic floor physical therapy and it was so painful that it was almost impossible to do. And so this was the next option that the doctor gave me. So a couple weeks ago, they went through the process of getting it pre-authorized through my insurance. And they said that I'm actually pretty lucky because a lot of insurance companies won't even cover it at all because they see Botox and they think cosmetic. Obviously, with the location of this, it is not cosmetic at all. But they said, luckily, my insurance will work with them to help cover a pretty large portion of it. So I'm still probably going to have to end up paying a couple $100s per treatment, which, it's pricey, but it would be around $1,300 without the insurance coverage. So I'm very grateful for that. So they went through that process and then they called me and let me know that my insurance did pre-authorize it. And so then we were able to get it scheduled. So I just finished my appointment, and I will say it's not for the faint of heart. It was very painful, and they warned me of that. And I've been through a lot of painful things, so, I knew I could handle it, but it was definitely, while the injections were being done, I would say it was probably an 8 out of 10 pain. Now, I don't feel any pain at all. So, it's very temporary, but definitely very intense pain. So, I got in, checked in the office, and they first had me sign a consent form to get the Botox injections. Obviously, nothing is without risk, so that was the very first thing that they had me do. So I read through and signed that, and then they had me change from the waist down, and then they came back in, the doctor and his medical assistant, and so they had me, obviously put my feet up in the stirrups and started. I believe that they did some lidocaine injections as well to try to help numb, as well as the Botox injections. I think I heard them say that. And so they started just kind of right at the base. All of this was done vaginally, that's where the injections were done. So starting at the base, that was just because I was kind of curious how this would work. So for anyone who is curious, who may be thinking about these Botox injections as an option in the pelvic floor, started, kind of just right at the entrance doing those injections, just by manually, with the hand, doing that. I don't know if that makes sense, but, and then to get in to do injections deeper in, they did use a speculum, but only put it in at the very entrance to help kind of open up there, and then we're able to go through the speculum to inject further down, because that I was curious, if they have a speculum and then they're not going to be able to inject anything where that is. So that's how they did that, because that was a question that I had. So started at the base just by opening with the hands, and then to get deeper in, used a speculum, but just at the base to be able to inject deeper in. Like I said, pretty painful. Yeah, very painful. But like I said, now I'm not feeling any pain at all. So The doctor said that it will take 5 to 7 days for the full effect of it to take place. So that's when I'll kind of know, like, hey, is this really helping? Is this relieving that nerve pain? Everything like that. So I have a follow-up appointment in a month to kind of just discuss how I'm feeling with it, if I want to continue to do it, because if it is helpful, it only lasts for 3 months. So I would go back every 3 months to have it done again. So that's kind of the nice thing, is that it's not permanent. So if you try it and you don't like how it feels, it's not permanent. So it will wear off, which is kind of nice. So that way you can know, and you know, it's not a permanent thing. So, you know, it gives me some time to try to figure out my body with these injections, see if it's helped. And then at the follow-up appointment, we will discuss and see if it's something that I find helpful and if we want to continue it. 'Cause like I said, it would be every 3 months then, which I'm not super thrilled to have to go through that again. But if it helps, then it will be worth it. You know, being uncomfortable for 15 minutes to have an improved quality of life in that way, it would be worth it to me. So I'm really hopeful that this will be helpful. Have to keep you guys updated, but that's been my experience. I've only done it once, and the doctor did say I might have a little bit of bleeding from it as well. So that's kind of my experience. I hope that's helpful for anyone who is curious about what it's like or is maybe looking into it for themselves. Good luck. You can do it. You know, just try to keep in mind it's going to be pretty uncomfortable, but, you know, hopefully it's worth it in the end. So good luck.